Masindo, na lakini nataka mseme wasikie hapa ni wapi. Ati hapa ni wapi?
Tuliambiwa tutafika kwa sababu ya maguns, lakini tunataka tuambie maguns ya kwamba the power of the people is stronger than the people in power.
Mapendeleo, mauaji, UDA.
That you plan a rally as a way of provoking unrest. That is not acceptable. We want peace and tranquility in our counties of Kisumu, Siaya, Migori, and Homa Bay.
And we have prayed that as we go into this election year, this country remains united. Because we all walk the same journey. Nobody must remain outside.
Peter Kaluma. When political rhetoric becomes a call to violence, Kenya's political temperature is rising, and the words coming from political leaders are becoming increasingly dangerous. In Homa Bay Town MP Peter Kaluma has come under intense scrutiny over remarks directing at the Linda Mwananchi movement and the people supporting the opposition campaign. We have the video, we have the words, and we have the context. In the vernacular remarks capture on the video, Kaluma is telling residents to identify people associated with the opposition and deal with them, including warning about confronting them in hotels and other places. That is not a language Kenya should normalize. Political competition is legitimate. Political disagreement is legitimate. Criticizing Edwin Sifuna, Abowino, Gachagua, Uhuru Kenyatta, or any other political leader is legitimate. But mobilizing ordinary citizens against political opponents is a complete different matter, and the timing makes these remarks even more disturbing.
Samawantieni wasechi wo direction hotel ot ka ot mane gisechako buke wadhi chako go pexel kochakawesa oringa ni hotel ainya Homa Bay town constituency ka nyaki nge maler jomoni ni hoteli jobiro kalo gi ngano to tende no be wanya kalo go
The Linda Mwananchi movement entered Homa Bay amid already heightened tension. There had been warnings against the movement, including a reported warning by Kambwai MCA, Richard Ogindo, against residents wearing Linda Mwananchi branded clothing. Then came the violence. Youths raided a hotel in Homa Bay, where members associated with the Linda Mwananchi team were staying, with property reported destroyed and CCTV cameras damaged. That is why Kaluma's word cannot simply be dismissed as ordinary political rhetoric. Words from political leaders have consequences. When a powerful politician tells supporters to look for political opponents, confront them or make them unwelcome in hotels and elsewhere, the obvious question is, what message does that send to the young people listening? Does it tell them to debate, or does it tell them to hunt down political enemies? That is precisely why these remarks deserve serious scrutiny by the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, the DCI, and the ODPP.
Whether you are from which ethnic group or another, we should preach politics of unity and we should play politics of bringing this country together.
Kirinyaga Women Representative Njeri Maina has already demanded that the three institutions investigate Kaluma, arguing that the law must apply equally to government supporters and opponent figures.
Wengine wako hospitalini, wengine wamekufa. Mimi juzi nimemuona Peter Kaluma ambaye ni member of parliament pale bungeni. Peter Kaluma amesema mtu yeyote ambaye hata support serikali pale apitwe na yeye. amesema ya kwamba watafutwe hata kwenye mahoteli, watafutwe nyumbani kwao, eti wapitwe na wao. Mimi nataka niambie NCIC na DCI na ODPP, wakati watu wengine wanazungumza, nyinyi mmemakinika kabisa, mnaharakisha kuwashika within 24 hours. Kaluma amesema hivyo, yeye anatembea tu akieneza chuki. Niambie chair wa NCIC, wewe ni bishop, fanya kazi ambayo unastahili kufanya. Hata huyo Peter Kaluma sasa hivi anafaa kukuwa ametafutwa na DCI, akamatwe, apelekwe kotini, ajibu mashtaka. Manake hata kama tuko kwenye animal kingdom, katiba yetu ya Kenya ya 2010 inasema article 27:1 ya kwamba every person is equal before the law. Kwa hivyo hata huyo Peter Kaluma sasa hivi DCI Amin, wewe unamakinika kushika kinakagusha na wengineo. Hata huyo Peter Kaluma mumshike, apelekwe kotini Monday, ajibu mashtaka. Na niego kinyehawa ndo aito karombe ni akangora kameteine.
And here is the uncomfortable question for Kenya. If political leaders on one side are arrested or investigated for inflammatory language, why should leaders on the other side receive a free pass? Nobody should be above the law. Not Kaluma, not Sifuna, not Babu Owino, not Gashagwa, not any politician. The video demonstrated Kaluma was genuinely calling for violence or attack against political opponents. Then those words should be condemned without hesitation and investigated through the proper legal process. Because Kenya has been there before, we know where the political incitement can lead. We know that today political insult can become tomorrow's street violence. And we know that it is ordinary Kenyans, not the politicians shouting from the podiums, who ultimately pay the price. Peter Kaluma should answer a very simple question. Why tell citizens to confront political opponents instead of telling them to defeat them at the ballot box? If you disagree with Linda Mwananchi, challenge its idea. If you oppose its leaders, debate them. If you support President William Ruto, campaign for him. But do not turn political competition into a search and destroy mission against fellow Kenyans. That is irresponsible. That is dangerous. And in a country approaching another highly contested election, it is completely unacceptable. Kenya does not need political warriors looking for enemies. Kenya needs leaders who can control their supporters, respect political opponents, and keep their mouth from becoming weapons.
Polisi wanalalamika. Tunaambiwa tupige wa Kenya na hatutaki. Tunaambiwa tuharibu mali ya wa Kenya hatutaki. Tunaambiwa tufanye kazi na goons hatutaki. Ndio huyu muko menanatisha polisi. Ati nyinyi polisi mkisikika mkisema one time, tukisikia mkiita Ruto Kasongo mtafutwa kazi.
The evidence is now before the public. Let the relevant authorities examine the video, establish exactly what was said, and determine whether any law was broken. But politically and morally, one thing is already clear. There is nothing courageous about encouraging citizens to turn against one another. The courage is in accepting political competition without violence. The courage is winning votes, not hunting opponents. And Kenya must demand nothing less from every political leader.
I advise you very strongly to stop the rundown on our country. Because what has happened today in Homa Bay is clearly not acceptable, but we must exercise tolerance.
This is not about Mwananchi versus Kenya Kwanza. This is about whether Kenya will allow political mobilization to become a license for violence. And on that question, Kenyans should be absolutely uncompromising. What do you make of Peter Kaluma's remarks? Listen carefully to the words and judge them for yourself.
Sama wantieni wasechi direction hotel ot ka ot mane gisechako bute wadhi chako go pexel kochakore sa oringa mani gote ahinya Homa Bay town constituency ka nyaki ng'e maler jomoni ni hoteli jobiro kalo gi ng'ano to tende no be wanya kalo go wawacho ni mrengo wadwoko President Ruto tu kamuka medumini wacho tu makuyudo ng'at mawacho one time Kaluma konye.
Political differences should never become a license to threaten, intimidate, or mobilize citizens against fellow Kenyans. We must reject political violence, regardless of who is speaking, which party they belong to. Share this video so more Kenyans can hear the remarks and demand accountability through proper institutions. Comment below. Should leaders who make inflammatory remarks against political opponents be investigated? Subscribe for independent, evidence-led stories on Kenya's changing political landscape. Let politics remain a contest of ideas, not a hunt for opponents.
That is not acceptable. We want peace and tranquility in our counties of Kisumu, Siaya, Migori, and Homa Bay. If you plan a political rally, please do so with good intentions, but not as a way of provoking violence, so that you bastardize some people who make us look bad.
This is the Jayuga Report. With yours truly, unruly, Jayuga, and life as it is diaries continue.
Discuss vitu nyingi zote zitakuwa zinakuwa featured in our discussion tonight. So kabla hiyo bora people hiyo